So we're sitting here and I'm getting ready to go film a video and having a little sesh before I sat down to film. And I just seen, what is it, the Daily Loud? They're the ones talking about it. The Daily Loud with this lady in the airplane thing.
Yeah.
For me, I could see the resemblance a little bit, but I just don't think that's the same person. Are they out here like body snatching people? Is that what's going on? And what the is this? Oh, it's lotion. I just got out of the shower. So Nick, what do you think of Manny?
I don't think of Manny.
You don't think of Manny at all? Ever?
No, not really. I don't.
Well, then what are your opinions on him endorsing Predator paint? I'm being attacked.
I mean, are you surprised?
Not really.
I'm not surprised. He was lying in this video, of course.
It looked so patchy. It was not good.
His beauty filter, moved off of his cheek. Second of all, it was such a drastic difference between the cheek and the fucking nose and the lips. You don't have to put the picture of it up because it's so fucking blurry. It's crazy.
It's bad. He took a screenshot of it, and it literally looked like it was giving me flashbacks. Do you remember when Manny did the Morphe thing? And he ended up copyright striking T-Spill.
Oh, you mean when he lied about...
Yeah.
In the video where he was telling everyone that some things were wrong with it, but they should still go out and get it because it's a really great fucking product, even though he was kind of ragging on it in the fucking video. He's a liar.
Yeah.
Manny is a liar. I don't know what more it's going to take for people to fucking realize that.
I don't understand it, though, because he had this whole podcast where he and Laura defended Colleen, right? So we have that. Keep that in the back burner. Then... now we have him supporting James Charles, who also has a past like Colleen, who has also defended Colleen, mind you, as well. Because remember when all that popped off, the first time when Adam came out about Colleen, James Charles was right there defending her. And then so was Manny.
Of course.
So was Manny. There's a repetition, there's a pattern there. It continues with Manny, and he
I just don't understand how there's so many predators in one friend group.
I don't either.
I don't fucking get it.
But what I also don't understand, too, is the fact that people used to get dragged for support, not even supporting Jeffree Star, but reviewing his products. A simple review on your channel or social medias back in the day would get you dragged.
People would even drag people on TikTok, people that are just getting into makeup that bought Jeffree Star because they thought it was really pretty. Mm-hmm. The comments would be so fucking nasty. They're not even on social media to know the shit that's going on with Jeffree Star, basically. So, it's crazy. So many people are supporting
It's backward-ass energy. If we're gonna hold everybody to the same account, let's hold everybody to the same fucking account, you know what I mean? But you guys, check out what Manny did and this review that he put up on his TikTok of Painted.
It's time for a brutally honest review of Miss Painted. First and foremost, the aesthetic I think is fantastic. I really do like the clean white finish. Look how big the sponge is. Bitch. I have no blush on because I want to use the pink one, Miss Pinky Promise, as blush today. I'm gonna take a little bit and really pat, okay. Well, we're gonna take a little bit and we're gonna pat it out and then see where we go from here. That's lovely. Look how pigmented these are, you guys. Holy crap. I'll say you have a good 15 seconds before they dry down too.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. I just can't quite put my finger on it. It's giving Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but not as iconic.
So be aware of that. You don't have forever to blend them out, but you do have a good amount of time. Okay, so we're back and my base is on. I want to use cold brew, all over my lid, almost like a brown smoky eye. And then I want to do Miss Ink as an eyeliner to see how these hold up. I'm curious. It's super tiny dot. It's too small. Do you know what I wish this had? I wish that the little eye set actually had a really dense, small blender. I wish it had a dense, small, fluffy, synthetic blender. I wish it had that. Something like this. Do you see how it's a small, dense blender? Very packed. I wish it had something like that.
You know what it is for me? It's Manny having an issue with him not having a specific brush in his lineup. He has an issue with that and not what James Charles has been accused of for years. In documented accounts, him admitting to doing things, him taking accountability and then taking the accountability back. But Manny has an issue with him not having a specific brush for his paint line. That's where Manny draws the line, y'all.
James for the next one. Brushes are very beautiful though. They're very sleek, and I believe they are like in the $8 range.
I feel like James really missed an opportunity with this. He should have named one of these shades in this lineup Plane Ticket, because he's always wanting to fly somebody out.
Taking J1, and we're gonna put it all over the lid, and then I'll blend out after with the dense blender. Look how like full coverage this is. A little dense blender I was talking about. And we're going to run that, and I'm gonna kind of blend out to make a smoky eye. I will say immediately that these are extremely pigmented and very easy to blend out because they are blending. I was a little nervous because, you know, with paint, you never know, but they're very thin but full coverage. Okay, J5 brush and the ink black shade. And let's see how it goes on. Extremely black. Full coverage, very pigmented. Wow, I like it. I feel like it dries down to a really nice matte finish. That's pretty sickening, bitch. By the way, I did add a powder blush and a little bit of highlighter on top of the cream. So I don't want you to think like, oh my God, look at the blush. It's like, yes, it's my base blush and it was great. But I have powder and I have highlight on top. Lastly, let's take Left on Red and we're gonna put that on the lips and see if we can use it as a lipstick. These are so shockingly thin and full coverage. It's actually kind of like a gag. This is it on the lips. Very full coverage. It's a little dry for me. I feel like I'm not really into like the mattifying lips anymore. And this is pretty matte, like, yeah. Damn. Even the Glock 3000.
Manny, you so nasty.
Overall, my first impressions review, I actually think that these are fantastic. I like the way they dry down. They dry to a nice matte finish. They're very thin, but full coverage, and they blend really nicely and easily. So I'm gonna keep playing with them. I'm gonna keep trying them out, and overall, I'm very impressed. Good job, Painted.
Okay, so all of this went over about as well as a snowball standing a chance in hell. And people started calling Manny out under the original video that I just showed you guys, saying that this looked patchy, that it didn't look like it covered the way he said it was. They were dragging Manny pretty good in the comments, and he responded in a second TikTok, doubling down, saying that basically it was vitiligo, and that is the reason why the makeup is not showing up the way it should have. In my opinion, Manny was just making excuses for James because that's what Manny does. Manny has no problem being friends with people that are known to be problematic, like self-admitted, known, said they did these things type of problematic. So why, I'm not really understanding why Manny goes to bat so hard for James Charles, but you guys check this out.
Let's try this again, shall we? So I have a lot of comments in this video about the brown paint looking patchy on camera. I'm gonna show you guys in real time how it goes on. No edits, no cuts when applying it. I'm gonna take the Cold Brew by Painted, so you guys can see. So I have vitiligo, right? It's a skin condition where I lose pigment in areas of my face and I have it all around my eyes. And that's why my eyes are so veiny, because I'm missing a lot of pigment there. So when you're applying something like this, which is a cream, it's gonna go on darker where I apply it. And then as I'm blending it outwards, it's going to lighten up. So let's take a little bit of it, not a lot. I mean, if you want to take a lot, absolutely take a lot, but I'm just taking a little bit because I want to just apply it. So where I'm applying it, it is very, you know, pigmented, full coverage. And as I'm going outwards, I'm blending it and it's getting lighter because I'm using lighter pressure and I'm actually blending the shade. It's not that it's patchy, it's that the part where it's a little bit more sheer as I'm blending is showing more of my veins because of my vitiligo. So I know it might have looked patchy on camera, you know, it's very HD on this camera, but I promise you, it's actually not patchy. It's really not. And you can just continuously blend. It's not a hard thing to blend out. You just keep going lighter and lighter with the pressure. So it starts off dark, and then as you go out, it blends out. But as you can see, it's not that it's patchy. It's that my veins, because of my vitiligo, pop through and it seems like, oh, it's kind of like patchy looking, you know? This eye, I'm actually gonna take an eyeshadow that's a brown, just an actual plain eyeshadow, a powder eyeshadow, a brown shade. I'm gonna apply this with no primer, just like I did the paint, and you will see that even eyeshadow can look a little patchy without a base. The reason I'm not using a base for the paints is because I was actually using the paint as my base. So as I'm applying a dark shadow, you can see that as I'm blending it away, it's starting to show my veins and things going through. So a lot of people that were like, oh, when you do your eyeshadow, it doesn't look patchy like that, because I usually have a full coverage base on my eyes because of my vitiligo. So that's kind of why I kind of wanted to explain it, because I think a lot of people were, you know, saying that like either I was not applying the product correctly or it just looked like shit, you know, but it actually isn't. It actually isn't, you know? So once I keep applying this shadow, as you can see, it can be full coverage here, and then it'll look a little more patchy out here because I'm blending it out, but it's not a patchy shade. Does that make sense? Cream, powder. So I hope this gave a little bit more insight on how the product works. It's not that it's patchy. I have missing color on my skin, and you know, I can't help it. And so sometimes it might look patchy. So I apologize for that, but it really is not a patchy product.
Now, of course, only time is going to tell what is going to happen from this. Is Manny going to receive more backlash? Probably. Are more people going to jump on the bandwagon and probably promote painted? Probably. But what's going to happen when James Charles ends up getting exposed again? Because inevitably it's going to happen, because James Charles is messy. He has this repeated pattern of behavior with people in their DMs and things like that. Straight men, all this different shit. We had that stupid ass, what I think is a Freudian flip or Freudian slip, whatever you want to call it. I don't fucking know. Where he was on the Impulsive podcast and basically said, "You're still in high school." Like, are we just going to go past that? Are we going to go past that? Are we going to let him slide on that again? Or are we going to actually hold him accountable for saying that? And in my opinion, self-admitting, because later he had to take accountability in that video where he said he was desperate. And I just do not like the fact that all these people are promoting this brand that is also problematic, because he's trying to use Beyonce's likeness as an unpaid model to sell his products. He even said in the PR package that he sent out to these people that he sent lab samples. And if you remember what Kevin James Bennett said about the process of producing makeup, you would know that these products may have allegedly been untested. And he allowed people to apply this to people like Beyonce's face, Cardi B's face, and Avril Lavigne. There's numerous different reasons why James Charles is problematic and why his brand, a brand new brand, is also problematic. So you guys are gonna have to let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down below. I am so sorry for the beginning of this video. I thought that I was going to be able to edit out my swamp cooler. You guys know it's hot as hell. I just wanted to bring you guys in to me and Nick reacting to these things kind of somewhat as they happen. But you guys, if you made it this far in this video, leave me the sun emoji, because again, we're not getting any kind of reprieve from this heat here, and the swamp cooler is the only thing that helps. But you guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.